The committee's commerce statutory duty is to foster, promote, and develop foreign and domestic commerce, and the Secretary has been very busy doing that on many fronts. Today we'll hear about the President's budget request and obviously the various agencies within the Department of Commerce. I'd like to start with NOAA. I see that you are seeking an increase of about 17% from current funding. The agency's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has never been more important to families facing the climate burdens and extreme storms, weather, flooding, and drought. So we look forward to NOAA's efforts to help ensure and sustain fisheries in the United States and to invest in innovation that will build strong and resilient coastal communities, something I'm sure you know a lot about as former governor of a coastal state. So we look forward to your work and thoughts on how we make continued investment. I'm looking forward to the department's response and how bipartisan infrastructure funding in these areas can help address salmon decline. And I look forward to hearing any updates from you on the Office of Space and Commerce that resides within NOAA. Our colleagues here are very interested in that. I think Senator Wicker and I sent a letter to you on that issue. I also want to say that Senator Wicker and I have been working on a NOAA Organic Act. We think this is very important in strengthening the science and voices of the department, and we very much appreciate Dr. Spinrad's helpfulness in this, and so we look forward to continue to working with you on that issue. Secretary Raimondo also oversees the National Telecommunications and Information Administration, obviously also seeking an increase. These funds will help NTIA to continue their work on spectrum management, broadband, cybersecurity, and privacy. Also, another very important aspect of what our government is facing at this time, cybersecurity and the impacts of what we saw from Colonial Pipeline makes this investment very necessary. As our airwaves get more crowded and spectrum becomes scarcer, it's critical that NTIA ensure the process of sharing federal spectrum goes smoothly, and that includes working with various federal agencies like NASA and NOAA and FAA, along with the commercial interests. And obviously, broadband funding and equity, I'm sure will be an issue that comes up at today's hearing, given the bipartisan infrastructure investment and how we continue to move forward on deployment. But front and center in our minds in the United States Senate at this moment is how we get to conference on the U.S. Innovation and Competition Act and how we give you the tools to help us be more competitive in this economy of today. Obviously, this committee did good work more than a year ago to help give the department the ability to respond to and prevent and respond to supply chain problems and crises and competition. So these important issues and your budget builds on programs like the Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program, MIP, and programs that assist small and medium-sized manufacturers by supporting them on workforce training, supply chain resiliency, and technology development. And these issues, again, I'm glad to see the President's budget request in this area. Obviously, the agency, if the U.S. Innovation Competition Act would pass, would receive $52 billion in funding to help us with this chip supply chain shortage and issues. So we'll look forward to asking you questions about that and our competitiveness in this area. We had a hearing before we left for the recess with many of the manufacturers of silicon, of chip manufacturing in the United States, and they told us we didn't have time to wait. So I hope our colleagues will heed that and help us move forward. I think in February, you issued a report, Information and Communications Technology Supply Chain, that revealed a lack of supply chain diversity and domestic production and an underinvestment in our domestic workforce. So look forward to hearing how the budget will help us on that. So the current state of challenges facing us are many. We look forward to hearing your comments on that, and I'll turn it over to my colleague, Senator Wicker, for his opening statement.